लगन, प्रभु से मनाने मिलन। मेरे मन फरिश्ता बन, उड़ जा मीठे वतन। झिलमिल 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 करता हुआ वो रूप अनोखा बनाकर, रोशनी से सजा हुआ वो दिव्य नूर फैलाकर, मेरे दिव्य नयन देकर किरण जग को करे पावन। मेरे मन फरिश्ता बन, उड़ जा मीठे वतन। छत्र छाया बनकर, छत्र छाया बनकर शिव ज्योति वो सर्व शक्तियाँ भर रहे, सुख शांति और पवित्रता से श्रृंगार वो कर रहे। पुलकित मन आए मीठे वतन, अनुभव करे सघन। मेरे मन फरिश्ता बन, उड़ जा मीठे वतन। दिव्य प्रकाशित, दिव्य प्रकाशित पंख लगाए मैं तो उड़ रहा हूँ, परम सुखों के खजानों से संपन्न हो रहा हूँ। सारे जग को मैं दे रहा हूँ सुख शांति की किरण। मेरे मन फरिश्ता बन, उड़ जा मीठे वतन। मेरे मन फरिश्ता बन, उड़ जा मीठे वतन।
Shanti, and a very good morning to all. Today we are going to read the Murli dated 7th February 1976. The title of the Murli is The Gathering of Avyakt Angels. In today's Murli, like as the title says, Baba is meeting us angels. So while we listen to the Murli, request you to, be in that stage of an Avyakt angel. Baba is giving a way to check the result of all the 4 subjects, that is Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva. And he says, it is through your praise, the praise that you get, that 16 celestial degrees complete, full of virtues, Maryada Purushottam, and completely non-violent. It is through these praises that you can take out or calculate the result of all your 4 subjects. Further, Baba has emphasized on 2 important powers, the power of self-recognition, स्वयं को परखने की शक्ति, and the power of self-transformation, स्वयं को परिवर्तन करने की शक्ति. Baba also says that you need to take a realization course for yourself. And Baba also explains the terms pehle main and pehle aap. Baba very beautifully says that where are you to use these words? He is explaining it today. So let us read the Murli together. Bap Dada is seeing the constantly cheerful Avyakt angels who are constantly beyond all limited attractions. This is a gathering of angels. Bap Dada is seeing today to what extent a crown of light is visible around each angel, that is, to what extent each angel has become a light and might house. Just while we read the Murli, I also request you to reflect upon, or rather think about, what are the qualities of an angel and how should it be like? How should we be like? Further, Baba says, just as in the all will be called deities, in the same way, at the present moment, at the all are to become like angels, but they will be number-wise. Just like we will be deities in the new world, in the world of heaven, Baba says that all of you are to become angels. There's no doubt in that, but you will be number-wise. Baba says, just as each one, there is Sato Pradhan according to each one's stage. In the same way, here too, each effort maker definitely attains the stage of an angel. We are to attain the stage of an angel, but then that will be according to the Purusharth, according to our effort. See, where Baba says that you all are effort makers and each one has to gain that stage of an angel, but then that will be number-wise. So today, Bap Dada was seeing the result of each one because it is now the final realization course that is taking place. To what extent is each one of you real during the realization course? Bap Dada saw 2 things in particular in the result, what are they? See, when Baba says the word realization, often we've heard that what it exactly means. If you break the word in two parts, real eyes, realize, then real eyes. And a course of realization means to look at yourself with the real eyes that Baba has given us, right? Baba says, which position has each one of you reached? Is there greater opposition, or is the stage of your position greater? What happens? Are we in this stage continuously, or at times is the opposition greater? And secondly, Baba says, to what extent have you transferred yourself from the old body and the old world with your awareness? To become an angel, that means to have a higher position. Angels are those who fly, right? So first, Baba spoke about the position. And secondly, Baba says, to what extent have you transferred yourself from this old body and the old world? Or still you are engaged, attracted to this world sometimes? Baba says, on the basis of transferring, to what extent at the same time? So if we've transferred everything, then it has become it becomes easy to become transparent like an angel, right? Because if there's nothing to carry along here, since you've transferred everything to the new world, then you become transparent, right? मतलब वैसा वो स्वरूप बन जाता है ना, आकारी. Then there's nothing called as sakari, because you've transferred everything, and that is why you've become the angel, a transparent angel of light, right? Akari. Baba says, to what extent have you become a practical form of all four subjects? Now Baba's shifting gears. He will take us deep down to the four subjects and will relate it to the praises. So we listen to it carefully. To what extent have you become a practical form of all four subjects? To what extent have you given the return of the sustenance and study you have received from the Father in all three forms, the corporeal, the subtle, and the incorporeal? पढ़ाई जो बाबा पढ़ाते हैं साकार रूप में भी है, अव्यक्त रूप में भी है, निराकार भी है. Means sakari, akari, and nirakari. And we have received sustenance and the study in all these three forms. So Baba says, to what extent have you given the return of this? Think about it. Think about the sustenance in the sakar. Chalo, sakar form mein to sakar Murli hai that we get, but the sustenance that we've received in the subtle form, since all of us here have received Baba's Avyakt Palna, right? Baba's Avyakt sustenance. To what extent have we received this Palna? Firstly, we need to calculate that I, the soul, I personally, what do I feel? How do I receive his sustenance in the subtle and the incorporeal form. And of course, the study. If we are able to analyze the sustenance, only then we will be able to give a return of that, right? Further, Baba says, to what extent are you an embodiment of fulfilling the promises you have made to Bap Dada from the beginning until now? Have you taken as much benefit as you have made promises? माना जैसा वायदा किया है वैसा फायदा लिया है क्या? Baba's asking. क्योंकि वायदे में फायदा है ना. Check yourself in this. An easy method to check yourself in all four subjects is by way of the praise of you that has been remembered. Do you know that praise? Which praise is it through which you can check all four subjects? Do you all remember that praise? Someone at that time might have replied, full of all virtues, 16 celestial degrees full, completely viceless, and Maryada Purushottam, completely non-violent. So these are the praises with which we can actually check the result of all our four subjects: Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, Seva. Baba says the result of all four subjects is included in these four aspects of your praise. You can also ponder upon, think about that how can we relate these subjects to these praises. Baba says, so check whether have you become full in all these four aspects in the praise. Have you become 16 celestial degrees, or have you only reached 14 degrees? Have you become full of all virtues, or have you just become full of virtues? माना सर्व गुण संपन्न है या सिर्फ गुण संपन्न है? Like, have you become full of all virtues, or have you just become full of virtues? That is, have you only imbibed some of the virtues? Further, Baba says, have you imbibed all the codes of conduct and become Maryada Purushottam, the highest of humans who follow the highest code of conduct? Have you become completely non-violent? Baba's continuously asking us questions, to think, to reflect, to analyze, so that it becomes easy for us to calculate that how are we, or where are we lagging, or are we ahead in a few subjects, or what is it? Maybe we can discuss it towards the end. Right? Further, Baba says, to cause pain or to experience pain even through your thoughts is violence. Of course, when Baba speaks about non-violence, he is underlining that what do you call being non-violent exactly? Just as he mentioned that the difference between Sarva Gun Sampan and only Gun Sampan, Baba is further underlining what is it, or what do you call being absolutely non-violent? I'll read the line again. To cause pain to any soul or to experience pain, even through your thoughts, is violence. To be completely non-violent means you are one who does not cause any sorrow even through your thoughts. Now, this requires very subtle checking, and this is what we call an Avyakt angel. Not even causing sorrow in your thoughts. This requires deep checking, and of course, deep purshat to reach this stage, right? Baba says to be the highest of humans means that your every thought and every step has to be the highest, that is, the most elevated. They shouldn't be ordinary, worldly, or wasteful. Now, this is actually true. This actually happens when we take up a thought, while moving on with a task, or while taking up seva, or while, even if it's your Lokik work, the thought, the power of thought matters a lot, right? So Baba's underlining that what is it to be Maryada Purushottam? To be the highest of humans means that your every thought and every step has to be the highest, the most elevated. They shouldn't be ordinary, worldly, or wasteful. To what extent have you become like this? What did Bab Dada see? Even now, two powers are especially needed. Which powers are they? The first is self-recognition, and the second power is self-transformation. परखने की शक्ति और परिवर्तन करने की शक्ति. Baba says, looking at the result of both these powers, one sees that the fast effort makers are not able to move forward with as fast a speed as which they wish to. Why is that? Because both these powers are lacking. One obstruction or another does not allow the speed to become fast. We can also think that why does this happen? Are we lacking at the first stage of self-recognition? Or is there something with self-transformation? What is it? क्योंकि जब तक परख नहीं है, परिवर्तन नहीं कर सकते. Unless and until I realize, unless and until I recognize myself, I will not be able to transform. Right? So, the fact that Baba is speaking about that there is something lacking, you are not really up to the mark. Why is this? We need to check. Baba says the power of recognizing others is sharp, and the thought that others should transform is intense. In this aspect, the lesson of you first is very firm. That means pehle aap. What do? Ki pehle dusra badle. You should change first, not me. Baba says, where you should have, you have made it you first, and where it should be you first, you have made it I first. You do not use the third I which each of you has received from Bap Dada as a blessing for the task that Bap Dada has given you. Just in the beginning, as Baba said, no? Realization course. So using the third I, the real I, to realize, right? Looking at the self with this real I. Where am I to use this I first? And where should I use you first? Baba's explaining that as well. Baba says, whereas you have been given the third eye to see the soul, to see the spiritual world, and to see the new world, you look at the body and the bodily world instead. This is known as not knowing how to use the third eye accurately. See, we have been given the third eye to see the soul, to see the spiritual world, and to see the new world. But Baba says you are busy looking at the bodily world and the body instead. That means this is known as not knowing how to use the third eye accurately. मतलब हमें मिला है, वो तीसरी आंख हमें मिली है, लेकिन हमें यूज करना नहीं आता. बाबा रिजल्ट सुना रहे. Further, Baba says, therefore, now, while knowing the speed of time, use the power of transformation on yourself. Do not look at the transformation of time, but look at your own transformation. You wait for the time a great deal. You think very little about your own transformation, but for the transformation of time, you think this should happen. You yourself are the creator and time is the creation. Creator applies to the transformation of the self and creation applies to the transformation of time. You yourselves are the images who are the basis of transformation. Now, the very first thing that we need to ask is, do I consider myself the basis or the image of transformation? Huh? See, Baba has actually given us a title. You yourselves are the images who are the basis of transformation. But then the next question here is, to what extent do that I am the image forms the basis of this transformation? Further, Baba says the completion of time, that is, the moment of transformation of this old world, is dependent on all of you. The vision of the souls of the entire world is on all of you, the clocks. They are wondering where you clocks will show the completion. They are wondering when you clocks will show the completion of time. Do you know what the time is on your clock? See, often when we look at the Srishti Chakra, it always shows that there are still a few minutes remaining for the time to complete, for Sangam to complete, right? The hands of the clock are still the same. So Baba say, who is it waiting for? It's waiting for us, right? Are you those who reveal the time or those who ask the time? Are you still waiting? The ones who show the time are not fluctuating because of the time, are they? Are you fluctuating or are you stable? What will happen? When will it happen? Will it happen or not? According to the drama, from time to time, papers to make you fluctuate have been coming and will continue to come. Baba's not giving a guarantee that everything will be smooth. No. Baba says that papers have been coming and will continue to come. Yeah? Just as a tree is shaken, so papers will come to shake the foundation of faith. So are you ready to take the paper or are you still weak? Is the Pandav army ready or is the Shakti army ready? Or are clever students anticipate the paper whereas dull students are afraid of the paper? So which are you? The sign of someone with an intellect filled with faith is that he always remains carefree, knowing the fixed destiny of every scene. Such a soul would not be worried about why, what, or how. The sign of the last stage of the angelic form is constantly to have good wishes and to remain carefree. Have you become like this? Realize yourself in the realization course so that all the powers within you will now be revealed in the little time for effort that remains before the end. Baba saying, you are celebrating the year of revelation, are you not? Before revealing the Father, first of all, reveal these aspects of praise within yourself. Only then will you be able to reveal the Father. This year, continue to make effort while especially realizing the intense form, that is, the stage of a light and might house. Let the pilgrimage of remembrance be especially powerful. Become experienced in being an embodiment of knowledge. Make such special programs for your self-progress. See how each subject Baba is bringing. Firstly, Baba said, let the pilgrim especially powerful. Become experienced in being an embodiment of knowledge. Make such special programs for your self-progress. Gyan, Yog, Dharana. And then last, maybe Baba will speak about Seva. Through the pure and benevolent attitude of you elevated souls and the powerful atmosphere, many desperate souls who are calling out and who are wandering without any destination will experience bliss, peace, and power. See, he covered all the 4 subjects. Pilgrimage of remembrance should be powerful. You have to become an embodiment of knowledge. Then create special programs for self-progress, that is dharana. And then through the attitude, the benevolent attitude and pure feelings, transform the others around, that is seva. Do you understand what you have to do now? You must not just relate something, but you must also give them an experience. In order to give an experience, you first of all have to become an embodiment of experience. This is so true. Instead of trying to give sakash to everybody, if we are filled, completely filled from within, the light will automatically flow out. We don't need to stand, think about somebody, then give sakash. No. Baba says, if you have become an embodiment, of experience, then that will automatically flow out of you. Further, he says, have this special determined thought for this year. You have to bring about world transformation by transforming yourself. Do you understand? The result of determined thought is always success. Acha. To those who construct the new world with such a determined thought, to those who transform the atmosphere with their spiritual attitude, to those who give every soul a drop of happiness, peace, power, and blessings, and thereby make them satisfied souls, to those who quench the thirst of souls who have been thirsty for many births, to those who show everyone the right destination, to those who constantly have intellects filled with faith and who remain unshakable even amid fluctuation, to the souls who are embodiments of knowledge and remembrance, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. From us children to our beloved Baptada, love-filled remembrance and namaste. We will take a minute of silence and then we shall share the points from the Murli. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Can now unmute and share the points. Anyone would like to share?
Om Shanti.
Shanti, brother.
A very good Murli, powerful Murli. And Baba is looking at a gathering of angels here, and so many checking points Baba has given. So one thing that I liked is Baba says before revealing the Father, so we have to reveal the self, as in all four aspects, who we are, and all the four subjects. And Baba says we have to check whether we have to become all virtues, 16 celestial degrees full, or just the 14, full of all virtues or all virtues. There is a difference, Baba point out. And another powerful line which I liked is towards the end, Baba says, in order to give experience, you first of all have to become an embodiment of experience, which means we are becoming the practical form of knowledge, and that's when we'll be able to reveal the Father. And unless we don't become that, it becomes very difficult to reveal. So we have to become the practical form of it first, and then the Father is automatically revealed. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yes.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
Always, whenever Bapdada comes, the first sentence really attracts us to know how is he looking at us today. So I love the way that first line itself in the Avyakt Murli, Aaj Bapdada. So sometimes he says it's a gathering of the ocean of rivers. Then I just used to think myself as a small river running to the ocean. But today, why I like the way Baba has mentioned it. In yesterday's Sakar Murli, Baba in the question he says, you're not going to have any sorrow at the time of destruction because you're going to become an angel. So see, at the time of destruction, which is what is the Murli is going on now, final moments, a gathering of angels are going to come up above as detached observers, looking at the scenes of destruction, knowing everyone is going back home and supporting the Lord and taking them. That's what hit me. Secondly, I don't know how many of you have seen, just yesterday, I just received a message, somewhere some people saw on the sky or on the horizon an angel. And I could see the euphoria down among the public, somewhere taking their mobile, somewhere shouting, see the angel there. It was just a small kind of picture in that sky, or they could see something flying. And what a euphoria it was in that. And this I just saw yesterday. And so I can understand a gathering with one angel. If this is what the world turned this, how would it be if all these angels go up in the sky at the time of destruction and really reveal love and all? Just this picture pulled me because it just happened yesterday. I think that's the first intoxication I would like to share.
Yes, very nice. Thank you. Anybody would like to add on to anything? Would like to share any point?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Baba. And usually I realize that we are all angels and we are constant checking of mirrors of ourselves. First. What we see from Sakari, Nihakari, and Sakari, Nihakari. We thought from that we have to constant check, a constant check of I, constant checking of I.
Brother, you're not audible clearly. Or is there some problem with me? Okay, sister, is you audible?
I'm audible? Hello?
Yes, yes, brother.
Sakari, Akari, and Nirakari. These three forms, the constant checking of I, with the two powers, the power of yourself, the power, the power of self-transformation. The constant checking is needed on Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yes.
The point today that Baba mentions on you first and I first, that's the point to take home for me to practice. It's very easy to tell others to transform and judge them. But the point to take here is judge myself and be aware of others, that Baba mentions in many Murlis. So the lesson of you first and I first, where Baba says the access is only to see through your third eye. Instead of asking others to change, the first step is to change your own self, transform your own self, and stand in the place of I first there, then expecting others to change. Om Shanti.
Yes, yes, wonderful.
Sister, just to add one point, as the sister rightly said, like when Baba comes to the second part of the Murli, see, one is he tells us to compare the qualities of an angel with the praise. So there are 5 aspects of the praise. So you can compare that with what is there in an angel and see, has it been achieved? That's a completely knowledgeful thing I could just see, and of course a checking point. Then, as the sister rightly pointed out, Baba spoke about recognition. That is realization, recognition, transformation. But in transformation, there were 2 sentences which I just needed a little bit of churning. The first one, Baba says, creator applies to transformation of self. Fine. Then unless I transform, I cannot be creator. But the second one that Baba says, creation applies to transformation of time and your world clocks. That is one thing which I need churning. The second churning which I liked is faith-filled intellect. See, what a difference between faithful intellect and faith-filled intellect. This I found a little bit of Baba was playing with words or something. So suppose we could throw some light on these two things. Creation, transformation of time. Second, faith-filled intellects.
So would anybody like to share anything on this? Or would like to answer to sister's question?
Om Shanti, I'll try the first one. So I think what Papa trying to say is creation applies to the transformation of time. So here, as we can see, Baba says everybody is waiting for the time to come. Okay, so let the time come, then I'll be ready. Let the time come. It's like waiting for the time. Let the time come, I will be ready. So here, what we need to what Baba emphasizes, we have to become perfect only when the time will come close. It's like when we become, time is our creation. So when we become complete, then the time will automatically come close.
Absolutely. Even I feel like I believe Baba meant the same thing, which brother correctly shared. So anything else, any other aspect to look at the point, would anyone like to add? But this is true, na? Which Baba says that समय रचना है और आप रचयिता कंप्लीट बनेंगे तो समय अपने आप नजदीक आएगा, समाप्ति होगी. Like today Baba said that you are the clocks, you are bringing the time close. So it is based on us. Like he called us the images who form the basis of this transformation, right? So,
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Related to the time factor, earlier when we were not in Baba's Gyan, we are not aware of the knowledge of Baba, we were body conscious. And in that situation, what happened? We were always dependent on time. Baba, in the initial, only the starting, Baba says that you are not a male, not a female. You are a soul, which is Nirakar. And when it is Nirakar, M becomes, as the formula of Einstein, is equal to mc square energy. When M becomes minimum, the speed will become maximum. So as we become Nirakar, so the speed of Purusha, the speed of transformation becomes very, very fast. As that is, it is just related in that way that the rate of change of us from Sakar to Nirakar is directly inversely proportional to the speed. As we become Nirakar, our speed increases. That is when we become a soul conscious from body conscious. And in that factor, what happens? As we become Nirakar, we become more independent of time. जैसे बाबा को कहते हैं ना कि समय श्वास सबसे परे है, so our state will also become like that. The time factor thing was that. And another that what Baba Murli, in Murli, today's Murli, told that self-realization. Unless and until you realize who you are, and what you are having, then only you can share with others. And the one which I liked most, that the third eye, use of third eye, the real eye. We are not actually, even I realize that we are not using it to the fullest extent. So what Baba wants us to use it fully, because a simple line which I often recite and sing, that if you will use Baba's knowledge to the fullest extent, will become useful, and if you will not use it fully, if we use it less, it will become useless. So we have to become useful. So we have to use Baba's knowledge to the fullest extent, so that we have to become Gyan Swarupa and Gyan Murti, embodiment of Baba's knowledge, embodiment of what Baba wants us. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, brother.
Okay, sister, I liked what you said about via Rachayana, that Rachayata, no, that Hindi thing. So Baba is saying, I am the clock. So why not we gathering, just pull those minutes hand and make it 12 o'clock? So what is that which is stopping? Because Baba has given me the title today, I am the clock. Baba is not the clock. Baba can do nothing. He will just be there. So why can I not really pull down? Because this 2 minutes is there since for a long time. So sometimes I feel, clock, okay, let me bring down enough. People are waiting, I'm waiting. So I was just thinking, we're sharing, I was thinking about why not pull this minutes hand.
It also depends on the quality of thoughts, right? Like down in detail that why are we lagging behind, or what is it stopping us? So even Baba mentioned today कि वो एक संकल्प, the power of your thought. Like if you are calling yourself an angel, so what should be the quality of your thought, or how do you pursue yourself? How, do you even give so much of like do you have वो remembrance है क्या, वो स्मृति है क्या सदा कि yes I am an angel? मतलब and also what you I guess you mentioned about the second point, that intellect filled with faith. That is also about having the remembrance, having वो स्मृति होना, वो संकल्प होना कि हाँ बाबा साथ है, या whatever, it depends on thoughts. I mean, the quality of our thoughts, even if we are like कर रहे हैं पुरुषार्थ, करना है, but then even Baba completed the Murli with that last line ki drid sankalp. I mean, if I'm forgetting it, or what is it, drid sankalp ki result sada safalta hai. Like if you have a firm, or if you are very firm with something, that you are to receive success. There is no looking back after that. So I guess it depends upon the swaman that we take, the sankalp that we have, the thoughts that we are putting in whatever we are doing. I guess it depends on that much. If anything else others would like to, because I would just like to share a little experience with this. Like while we move on, like while I was moving with a different work, like I was shifted to some other location at my workplace, and I just had this thought. I sat in front of Baba and I just told him that Baba, I am only to carry this one sankalp कि जा रहे हैं तो आप वहां पर सेवा ही कराना, सेवा ही करेंगे, कुछ और नहीं. And I had this firm in my mind that I'm not going for anything else, and I'm only going for seva. Because initially I had disturbing thoughts that, why am I going there, or why am I shifted there? But then I just sticked on to this thought कि Baba वहाँ जाएंगे तो सेवा ही होगी. And then it was just 2 days, 3 days, a soul used to every day come and what are you doing, how are you working, what is it, is this new? And I didn't know about anything about that person. Gradually I realized, while speaking, while talking, I don't know what that soul felt. She told me like she told me a few issues that she was facing, and I was quick enough to answer कि आप meditate करेंगे क्या? I just asked this much कि आप meditate करते हैं? And she was quick enough to reply that yes, मुझे सीखना है, करना है. And I was like, Baba, you have kept the thought alive that yes, you were here with this thought, na? कि मुझे सेवा, and then this happens. she was so quick enough. She listened. She had this thought कि हाँ चलो राजयोग सीखना है, and I just told her कि आप ये करना है, ऐसे ऐसे करना है, ये center है. She did it, and she now continuously goes for Murli, listens to the Murli and enjoys it. And this is what I feel, when Baba says कि आपका एक संकल्प, the thought that you are carrying, I am listening to it, and then this becomes my responsibility to complete that thought, to bring it alive. So, sister, the question that you asked, Nishchay, huh? So I guess it depends a lot on our thoughts. So, yes. Anybody else would like to add on to it?
Om Shanti. What I understood from the discussion and the Murli, that the Swasthiti is very, very important. How is our sthiti? If our Swasthiti is very powerful, as really Baba says in Murli, today's Murli also Baba said, that Swasthiti can change your Paristhiti. See what happens, as you told that you are going to that place and say Baba Seva hi karana. Actually, what happens, when we are always in union with Baba, we are connected to Baba, and we become embodiment of Baba's knowledge. The thing is that whatever that is filled in, जो अंदर में भरा हुआ है वही बाहर आएगा. That will radiate actually. So that again goes to the inkling that if what is our sthiti, and in today's Murli, Baba is always talking about angels and angels and angels. That what it was coming in my mind while churning, that who an angel is and how a person becomes angel. As the word ANGEL, the first letter tells adorning with, and this adorning with divine virtues, and becoming the second letter N, and becoming like Narayana, that is Narayani Nasha, and attain a state of Nirakari, Nirvikari, and Nirahankari. And in that process, the person becomes Gyan Sarupa and Gyan Murta. That is E, that is embodiment of Baba's knowledge. And finally, lawful, loveful, and lovely. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Would anybody else like to add on to anything or would like to share anything?
Om Shanti, one point I just would like to reflect is that clever students anticipate the paper, whereas dull students are afraid of the paper. So, which student am I? I think that's also one of the checking points. Om Shanti.
Shanti, we'll move towards the meditation. Let's sit back for a minute in silence. Taking up this point that I am an Avyakt Angel. Light, full of might. I look at myself in the costume of light. Where I, the soul, I continuously radiate peace, happiness, love, and bliss around. I am pure angel. The thoughts that I create, the stage that I maintain, reflects all throughout. It reaches each and every soul I meet. It radiates to the environment. So I, the angel, take this practice for today, that I will be light in my thoughts, light in my words, light in my deeds, and I will spread might around. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Deepika Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a lovely day.